The New York City subway system is made up of thousands of train cars that stopped at hundreds of stations. And more than 2 million people use the subway every day. Even though the number of riders has declined during the pandemic, crime has been on the rise. According to the police, transit crime is up more than 65% in the first 2 weeks of 2022 compared to the same time last year. In the latest crime, a 40-year-old woman was killed after being pushed onto the subway tracks by a homeless man police say is known to have a history of mental health problems.
We know we have a job to do, and we're going to do both. We're going to drive down crime, and we're going to make sure New Yorkers feel safe in our subway system. And they don't feel that way now. I don't feel that way when I take the train every day or when I'm moving throughout our transportation system. That is our battle, and that is what I'm going to do as the mayor of the city of New York.
With the temperatures dropping, the city's growing homeless population has been sheltering in train cars and subway stations.
I believe that something should be done about it. I do believe that the security system should be improved.
It could definitely be the mental health. A lot of people need some help in the city.
In the history of urban crime, being randomly pushed in front of subway train occupies a rank of the utmost horror. Examples of it are seared into New York City's collective memory, going back to 1980s and 90s, when crime was far more rampant than it is now. Decades ago, the subway system was a hotbed for crime, but the public safety specialists say this latest crime surge stems from the city's public policies.
Unfortunately, the homeless crisis in New York has gone unanswered. But when you introduce services such as mental health services, medical services to this homeless population, you remove them from the subway system and place them in an environment which would better allow them treatment.
In nearly 2 years since the start of the pandemic, the correlation between financial problems and homelessness has become more visible. People who can't afford housing after losing their jobs or a loved one can easily find themselves in the streets. And the call for the homelessness and crime to become a higher priority for the New York mayor is now stronger than ever. Muttalip Erdogan, TRT World, New York.